first, this valley is growing increasingly popular for Canberra families seeking a lifestyle change. The move to Yass means much more house for your money and the ease of life in a small town community. But the benefits are offset by the time and tension that comes with a commute down the notorious Barton Highway. At a time when many country communities are losing people to the lure of big cities, Yass appears to be thriving. The local council estimates this town will double in size over the next decade. Growth that's hard to miss when you take a quick tour.
This is a new estate. This is what we call Mary Reid subdivision. It's a subdivision that was started just after the bypass of the town.
So this represents the real growth of Yass, this sort of area?
Yeah, most definitely. This is a very good example of how Yass has progressed in the last probably 10 years. The majority have come from Canberra. Look, there's
Nick Carmody has been the mayor of Yass Valley Council since 1999.
There's quite a range of people who are moving here. We're getting the young families who are moving out here to get a start into the housing market. There's a desire there to bring their young family up in a safe, you might say, a caring environment.
Families like the Duncans.
Oh, you're happy, baby.
Jamie, Rebecca and Matilda swapped a unit in Belconnen for this historic home in Yass.
We looked at property in Canberra that was a lot more expensive for a lot less land. And when we found this place, we're both from the country, so we wanted to live in the country again. And yeah, it's been really good. Everyone's been really friendly.
And obviously, family's thriving.
Yeah, I think she likes it.
What we can gather, it was built in 1861, just the main section. And then there's been another 2 rooms added in about 1920, roughly.
So you've brought a little bit of local history as well as like the lifestyle.
Yeah, from what we know, and the local historical society's been really good. It was used for town dances and things like that. So, yeah, it's a lovely home, and it was part of the attraction of moving to Yass.
It's also got room for her to run around in, and room for, well, there'll be more than one, hopefully, with any luck.
But country charm means some compromises. The major one being a daily commute down a stretch of road named in 2007 as the worst highway in New South Wales.
Look, the Barton Highway has always been a problem for people who live in the Yass Valley. There are always complaints. Look, there's a number of lives that have been lost here. A lot of local people, a lot of accidents, and it's becoming quite dangerous because of the sheer volumes that now are using the Barton Highway.
The road is an issue. Since we've been here, I think in April there have been 4 fatalities. We were stuck in Canberra one night because the road was closed, and even last Friday it took me 2 hours to get home because there was an accident this side of my embankment. So we're concerned, me going in every day, that is a safety issue, but we're just hoping that the road's duplicated sooner rather than later.
That's a hope many hold and have done so for decades, especially families who live near the highway.
As I ran into the house, all I could hear was children screaming, and when we got down there was 8 children involved in the accident. That
was Murrum Bateman resident Amanda McLean speaking to State Line in 2003. Since then, she says, the traffic and the rate of accidents have continued to grow.
Well, the lifestyle's lovely, and the space and the peace and quiet, although with the volume of traffic increasing on the highway, it's not as quiet as it used to be.
And you've gone through the whole cycle of having kids on school buses and kids now on their P's and on their L's. Is it just a whole new level of anxiety that all creates?
Yes, yeah. The school bus issue was, there was no seat belts, the buses were overcrowded, and using the highway, often speeding. Now it's the kids plying the highway with their restricted licences and, trying to run the gauntlet of impatient traffic.
When I first got my licence, it was really made me really nervous because you're only doing 90 and you've got cars sitting up here right behind you the whole way. So, and just doesn't really do much for your confidence.
I think it's just the sheer volume of traffic and the fact that there's so many impatient drivers.
That volume is growing. The RTA estimates some 10,000 people now use this road each day. Already, 30% of people who live in the Yass Valley commute to Canberra.
We moved here in 1991 and at that point we were supposed to have a bypass by the year 2000, or at least it was to be started, but there's been very little activity. Just a little bit of band-aid effect really on some of the bad corners, but that's about it.
The Barton Highway is part of the National Highway Network. Federal government cash and commitment is needed for a duplication project to proceed. Recent roadwork had raised hopes, but this multi-million-dollar project will simply bypass a winding section. It will still be single lane with a short overtaking lane. The RTA is again consulting with communities regarding the proposed alignment of a future dual carriageway. Familiar conversations for the Yass Mayor on a road he says is littered with forgotten promises.
Mate, at the moment there's no promises, unfortunately. There's a change of government which took away the promise that the coalition actually said that they'd promised to build it by 2012. 2012 is very close, and there's no way in the world they can build it in 2 years' time. And there's currently no promises, but there's still lives being lost, and we'd like something to be done about it sooner rather than later.
You always say drive safely when I leave.
Yeah.
And we do think about the risk of having an accident and the families that have lost loved ones, and it is a real concern for us.